In this video, I'll be showing you how to get started in note investing with zero cash layout using other people's money. This is how I got started back in 1996, and you can easily do the same thing. It's actually the best way to start. Stay tuned for all the particulars. I'm going to be giving you 3 easy steps. Results vary, risks apply if you don't do it right. So right here, I'm going to be giving you the benefit of my 30 years experience. So if you're a beginner or relative beginner, you can get started in the note investing business with none of your own capital, simply by referring seller finance notes to professional funders. This is education, not advice. Results vary. Touch base with local rules. So first off, I should probably spend a minute to define exactly what seller finance notes are. Note investing is about buying loans at a discount to earn income or flip for profit. My bread and butter are performing seller finance notes. These are loans where a seller, like a homeowner, finances a buyer's property purchase. A lot of the time these are for sale by owner home sales. These privately held notes are way easier for beginners than bank notes, which are really kind of a different animal and maybe a bit more nuanced and riskier and more involving to start with. What I'm looking for, generally speaking, are returns on the higher side with minimal risk. Here in 2025, with Fed rates around 5–6% pushing seller financing, these notes are seemingly everywhere. You can start by referring notes to professional funders. Think experienced investors or institutional buyers who handle the details, including compliance, keeping it simple for beginners. I kicked off my note business in '96 by referring a note to a funder. I learned fast and earned a fee that I used to pay off my credit card debt at the time. Results vary. It takes a certain degree of effort and fortitude, but it's really not difficult at all if you really want to make it work. Now, ethical referrals keep deals fair for everyone. This is your low-stress way to dive in, and funders make the process smooth. Here's how to start. Now, first you want to find performing seller finance notes using note holder lists from trusted providers. If you're interested, I'll put a link in the description below to the list source that I like to use. Generally, for a couple $100 or so, you can get 1,000 names of note holders, oftentimes with loan details like property type. Now, what you want to do is send direct mail letters with verbiage like, thinking of selling your note? Okay, I'll connect you with a buyer, that type of phrasing. In my experience, purchase lists, provided they're good ones, have consistently beat out any online platform that I currently know of. I've seen these platforms come and go, and I found some of the note details that they post to be kind of nebulous or incomplete, at least in my view. Direct mail gives you fresh leads, and you can really screen them well according to your criteria that you're shooting with a rifle, okay, not a shotgun. I scored a $40,000 note to close out 2024. Results vary. Beginners should start somewhere around maybe 100 letters. It's simple. Refer these notes to a professional funder who handles the paperwork and compliance so you can focus on finding deals. All right, that's how I started. It's low risk. Bank notes, they're a bit too complex for newbies. Seller finance notes are your best bet, and funders keep things straightforward. Just touch base with local rules to stay on the right track, and you're good to go. This step is all about building a lead pipeline with relative ease. So next, I want to emphasize the importance of building a referral source list. Now, you want to reach out to financial professionals, attorneys, accountants, financial planners, who tend to have clients that are holding seller finance notes. What you could do is drop ads in journals like Accounting Today or hit up local chambers of commerce. As an example, when I was pretty new, I mailed flyers to Chicago accountants, and I got a $60,000 note referral. What you want to say to them, in essence, is, I can connect your note-holding clients with professional funders. Call me if I can help. These professionals send you repeat referrals, which keeps your deal flow steady. Then you want to refer the leads that you get to funders who take care of the due diligence, liens, loan files, and all the back-end details, and they also handle compliance, making your job easy. You learn the ropes and have the ability to earn fees. Amounts are going to vary depending on the deal. My first referral from an attorney's client went to a funder who showed me how to check for liens on the underlying property. Now, this is a beginner-friendly way to grow, and funders really simplify the process. I found that local networking beats out online forums for building trust. Okay, just check your local rules to keep things smooth and you'll be set. This step creates a network that fuels your success without the stress. So now, after referring, say, 3 to 5 notes, you're ready to buy a note for your own portfolio. Now, you might start with a $5,000 performing seller finance note, for example. By this time, you've learned how to check for liens, if they are present, bids, say, 40-50% of the note's value. Just kind of a roundhouse number I'm throwing out there. Okay, so referrals teach you how to spot good deals because you're working alongside a professional funder. In '98, when I was just starting to build my referral system, I bought I think $5,000 note after, I want to say, 6 or so referrals, and I flipped it for something like, I want to say, $12,000. Results vary. It took work. Funders you've worked with can guide your first buy, keeping it simple, okay? Touch base with local rules or a lawyer before buying just to be safe. Your direct mail leads are fresher than platform listings. Now, bank notes are too tough for beginners. Stick with seller financed. Take your time to avoid slip-ups and use your referral experience to start building a portfolio. Okay, now funders make this step less daunting. They guide you every step of the way. Quick story. Back in 1996, when I was starting, I mailed out something like 200 letters from a note holder list and found a $50,000 seller finance note. What I did is I referred it to a professional funder I met at a Chicago networking event. They handled the details. They walked me through the process of how they did lien checks, and I earned a fee. Results are going to vary and deals take effort. I checked local rules to stay safe, which was easy. After 5 or so referrals, I bought a $5,000 note. I bid low and eventually flipped it for somewhere around $12,000. Now, that's how I started out, and the market here in 2025 is pretty ripe with seller finance notes. At least that's what I found so far. Direct mail and referrals to funders keep the process simple and low stress. Now, ethical deals are the key. Okay, now always keep things fair. You can do this, just like I did, with no cash and minimal worry. So if you're ready to start chasing seller finance notes, you may want to subscribe to my free note investing tips. There's a link down below in the description for weekly strategies. Okay, I'll see you next week.